What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody had a great Easter. Didn't eat too much and wasn't too sick to go into work today. For today's little video, I did cheat a little bit. I'll show you guys what parts I did, but a couple of these are spot glued. I just had a wild hair at my rear, and I started building this and filmed it, and I did all the work on this, and then come to find out that the video was partly out of focus and it was all just tweaky. I don't know what ended up happening with that, so you guys missed out on that. There's plenty more. You guys seem to be enjoying what I did with the head on that, so I think I'm going to continue this. At least until you guys get bored and stop watching my videos and start, screaming at me that you guys want boobs, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, but anyway, because I'm not showing you mine. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Vangelis. It's his birthday, like third birthday this year, and I want to wish you a great birthday, and have a couple friends with birthdays coming up, and I don't always remember because my phone doesn't always remind me, but if I missed your birthday, I'm sorry. I will catch up to you, I promise. So let's get to this bad boy. So the casting on here is pretty clean. There are a few little spots that I had to scrape the seam lines, and I still do. There's a little spot right there. These are the vent pieces for, it's zoom, maybe. Try and, there we go. So these vent pieces here. They are well detailed. They are nice and clean. These are just spot welded in. This vent here is spot welded in. This vent here actually will stay in place, but the other side would not. Now, as you can see, I do have some magnets already placed in here, but let me show you what I got. Now, this is 3/32 brass rod, I believe. Didn't have to make it real long. These are already glued into place. I didn't feel like snapping them off. They're just spot glued, so they're going to get snapped off to get painted anyway, but I didn't want to have multiple layers. So you can mount those if you want. So I've got my holes all lined up. We're just going to squeeze that down on there. So there's that. No warping issues or anything with this. I didn't stick a magnet in here to hold this because it's not really needed. Once it's in there, it's pretty much in place. So this piece goes in like so. I do need to warm just a little bit, and then slide this piece over just to fill in that gap. But that's an easy fix. We'll get that taken care of. On the back here, we have this. I just stayed with this standard peg that's on here, and I've got a magnet on there. They'll probably get glued into place. These are just spot welded on, spot glued on for these side caps. And let's see what else we got. This piece here. Now, if you're wondering what size that I use, and as you know, my link down below, I always have what this month's discount code is. If you click the link, that really helps me out especially with as many as I use. It's an affiliate link, so I do get a small portion if you guys purchase something, and thank you to the guys that have. I really appreciate that. And what I'm doing is I'm banking all that money for the raffle contest so that I can give someone a good selection, or several people a good selection of magnets to start off with. Now these, they actually had on sale last month. These are the black black nickel coated. These are the N52 1/8 by 1/8, I believe. These are handy dandy and nice and strong. I've never had an issue with them, and that's what I'm using on all of these. So let's see here. For this section, we've got the head portion. Now, I was talking with my friend last night, and we determined, see, I don't spot weld them very tight. In fact, let me show you what I do. Let's make sure that's all cleared out. I'm literally just going to take just a dab. And hold on there. If you want to have it set faster, you can just hit it with a drop of kicker, and it'll hold it good. So anyway, I was talking to my friend last night, and we were discussing how the head on this sits really low, and I'll show you here in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to replace this. I have some, and I'm trying to think who gave them to me. I almost want to say it was sinanju, but I can't be honest. I honestly can't remember right now. But they sent me some ball joints and sockets, and I think I'm going to try one of those for inside the head. I'm going to raise this platform up. We're going to raise it up about a whole ball's worth on here, so that he's not all tucked down in there, because it does look kind of goofy that way. On this portion, again, another magnet, snaps right on there. This makes it a lot easier when you're painting, especially on things like this. I like doing it with, because these can be painted, hand painted separate. You don't have to worry about hitting anything else, and it just comes out a lot better. If you decide that you want to later, you can glue them in. So there's that piece. Now this piece I did not, one, because it was really thin, and two, so that piece just on there. Again, this kit has some nice crisp details, even for these being molded and them not being actual resin parts. Now you do have one detail piece down here. That one's just going to snap in. Now on the underside here, we have these thruster bits. This one did have an edge cracked on it or broken off. That's an easy enough fix. I'm going to have to see how this looks once it's on the waist. See if I'm even going to bother using these. I may just swap them out. I've got some leftovers from Eco Creations that I got from them. I may just use those. So these parts over here that you're seeing are not being used right now. On this is a piston portion, and I know it's supposed to go about like so. Haven't glued it in, obviously, but those go there. Then we have these vent pieces. These vent pieces I didn't spot glue in, and I need to modify them a little bit, maybe make new ones. They go in slots like right here, and there's another spot on here that they go in. So there's those. We'll get those out of the way. We've got these two pieces. Actually, I want to put on the back piece. Let me show you how I end up doing for my magnets. So as you can see back here, I have my 2 holes drilled. They were already, the divots were already there, and I drilled them out. I decided I don't want to double pin this, but I want to be able to hold it into place. As far as I can tell right now, there's no weight bearing going on with that. So what I'm going to do, get that out of the way for a second. I'm going to take my nippers. Doesn't even need to be, you know, precise. And trying to do this at an angle so you guys can see. Actually, let me, there you go. I'm basically right now just making a pilot hole. And normally I use a lot smaller. And a little bit deeper. Which is what she said. Do 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 do. Yeah, if you guys watch my videos of me doing this long enough, you'll get a little insight of the craziness that's in my head. If you've ever seen the show Animaniacs, yeah, that's pretty much my brain all the time. Okay, so this is my 1/8 bit, so I'm just doing that on this piece. Doing the same thing, just really making it deep enough for magnet to go into. Now here is what I end up doing. Now I have one of these metal rulers. We use these in the medical field because they can be sterilized. So I've got 2 1/8 bits, and I've got my handy dandy Sharpie. Even though I know, I still always mark. I always suggest when you guys are doing with magnets, when you lay them out, peel them off in line, and then mark the one side. That way your polarity is always correct. And let's see, where we got here. So I'm going to slide one way down here. This one we're going to stick in this hole. Doesn't take a lot of glue, but you do want enough that it's going to stay. We're going to take this and just slide it right in. Now as long as you don't wallow out the hole, they're actually going to fit in nice and snug. Now because of air that's back there, you're not going to be able to see it right now. Well, you might if I had it in focus, if I get further enough. It's actually pushing out a little bit of glue that's on the other side of the magnet because of pressure and a little bit of air that's back there. So you don't want to just permanently slap the magnet on there. Now on this piece was the non-mark side, but just to be safe, I'm going to test it. Yep. If ever in question, test it. It is better to be safe than sorry. So here's our other side with our mark side going against the ruler or whatever else that you're using. A couple drops of glue. Jam that bad boy in there, slide that off. And I think for test purposes, I'm okay for right now. Let's see. So this will probably get glued in the long run. I do need to warm it up a little bit more. It's just a little bowed. Not bad, just a little. But that's enough to hold that on there. Sorry. It'd be better if it was closer. Let's see. Like I said, I have to heat that up. There we go. What I did temporarily is I just stuck another magnet on there. That way it's actually magnet to magnet contact. Okay, so we've got that. We've got these side shoulder pieces. Flip them the right direction. These are where these vents are going to end up going in, just like so. But we're not mounting those in yet. So there's that. And then with the head, so this is what it's going to look like with the head mounted on. Now keep in mind, we are going to end up raising it up a little bit more. That might be a little much. We're going to go about half a head or so, just enough so that he has some range of movement, because sitting on there just as is, it gives him that he doesn't have enough room to tilt his head back, so he'd never be able to look up, and it really limits the side to side, where if we raise it up a little bit, he's got more side to side and some up and down movement. So I hope you guys really enjoyed. Stay tuned, because I think I'm going to work on maybe the waist or something later tonight. Anyway, so I will talk to you guys all later. Oh, by the way, stay tuned. I have coming, and is the, let me make sure that I get this right, so give me just a second. I don't want to where are you? Meh. Oh, by the company Ex Machina. I hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, I'm getting a copy of their G3, the full armor 007 that they have. It is not actually mine, but I am getting to play with it, to review it and build it. And this is actually for a friend of mine that lives out of country. He actually purchased it and having it shipped to me so that I can review it for you guys and build it up. And this is in 1/60th scale. It is a plastic injection. From what I've seen, from what they've done so far with other things, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. But we'll make sure. And so stay tuned. I will talk to you guys all later. Peace out.